All right, today is the day the halls are going to get seriously decked. We are going to remake the monster wreath. It's going to be cooler than ever.
This is the original monster wreath made for Christmas 2014.
For those who haven't seen it before, this is the old wreath. It's kind of suffering from wear and tear and, in my case, a little boredom. Get out of here. Come on out. Okay. So the old wreath was, a little monsterish. We had the glowing ping pong ball eyes and the kind of foam teeth and these kind of flappy arms. I want to take the circuitry out and reuse it because the circuitry is just fine, but I want to make better eyes and I want to put it on a more monstery wreath. So let's start by locating the wiring and undoing all that.
Gonna do the rest of this at super speeds. It'd be great if I could actually do this. If it wasn't a film effect, but I could really craft things at this pace, I could get so much done. Anyway, these electronics that I'm recycling out of this build are really just, they're a plan downloaded out of the web in 2013 and about maybe $30 worth of electronics and wire that I went to the surplus electronics store and bought and fitted together even before I knew much about electronics. I can make further videos about that, but really the resources are already out there. So I'm going to take this circuitry and I'm going to build better eyes. The eyes I just took apart are actual classic Kermit the Frog style eyes. They are a ping pong ball cut in half with some ink and tape to form shapes on and around it. They don't carry the light through very well. So what I'm making here is a set of eyes where again I'm starting with ping pong balls, but I'm using them in a completely different way. I'm taking reflective tape and taping on the inside of the spheres. It's not hemispheres actually. And those will be like a parabolic mirror inside a flashlight. I drilled some holes in the very center of the ping pong balls, just barely smaller than the diameter of the LEDs, so it'll just kind of hold there with springiness. And then I'm going to take this report cover that's translucent and red and cut some filters to go on the outside of my new lights. I'm going to cut some tabs and fold them over, duct tape it around, and ta-da! Quick, cheap, easy red lights that are nice and bright. I'm then going to make some foam eye sculptures that go around that lit center and make some much more impressive looking creature eyes from the ones that were on the original build, which is now on the floor behind me. The goal of this build is actual speed and monetary efficiency. So most of these materials are either things I had kicking around the shop, were in the original wreath build, or could be bought at the local craft store at 60 or 70% off because it's December 22nd and it's Christmas decorations. The wreath is a simple steel frame with man-made materials to approximate the branches. Just about to finish the lit part of the eyes here, and we'll take up the foam. And I start first trying to cut some circles, see what that looks like. Decide quickly I don't like the look of those. Decide I'll cut some angle sheaves off the sides. Decide that's no good either. And finally we'll take our pool noodle and cut it lengthwise, cut some proper size holes in it, and proceed to shape them into expressed eyes. Yes, I use a electric turkey carver of the 1978 variety. On closed cell foam, there's nothing better for sculpting. Kind of carve out a little ridge that the light can sit in and not want to move. Next comes the careful process of kind of duct taping things into place so they don't want to move even after it's assembled. While at the same time not being visible on the front of the eyepiece there. I don't want to make the eyes any bigger than this yet because I want to be able to kind of weave them into the wreath that we're working with now. So to the very simple basic wreath, we take some plastic garland strands that I also bought very cheaply, cut them into sections that I can tie below and have them hang like tentacles, and then decide that they're covered in pine cones and other bits that are really great for Christmas decoration but terrible for tentacles, so they all come off. Now we'll weave in the electronics so the eyes are angled properly in the front and the battery pack is hidden nicely in the back. Decided we needed to get some florist tape and camouflage the wires a little better. I'll take some green florist wire and kind of tie the wires and the eyes themselves into place so they don't want to move away from where we put them. Once that's all in place, we'll put it down frontwards again, and we start playing in barge cement and foamy, other cheap, easy materials. Foamy is an even higher quality closed cell foam, and barge cement is probably the easiest way to assemble it. It's a contact cement. You stick it on both sides, let it mostly dry, slap it together. So while it is mostly dry, which takes a few minutes, we're going to make teeth out of these here candles. These candles are cheap and brittle. So after we unwrap them, we're going to use that heat gun on the putty knife and on a needle that's being held by vice grips so that we can shape and pierce our teeth to be without cracking them. Using the needle, I'll make holes big enough to push lengths of the green florist wire through. We'll then use that florist wire to tie the chunks of wax to the steel frame in the wreath. Alright, so the barge glue has dried, and the eyelids just kind of fit into place. And by attaching them at the corners, I can kind of curl them into roundish shapes. And I start tying the teeth into it. The ones in the bottom need to be done kind of securely so they stay upright. The ones above are even easier because I can let them just dangle. We're going to hang the wreath from the center top anyway, so no need to get too fussy. Ended up choosing 7 teeth, 4 on the bottom, 3 on the top, to try and get that kind of random monstery look. Now, all good things must come to an end, so must super speed. So in about 3 seconds, we'll go back to normal.
So we can see the damn thing. I think that's our monster. Back there. And there we go. It's our new monster wreath. We'll go put it on the door and try it out.
And here's the finished creature hanging on our door. The eyes are lit now, and halfway through it's dim and brighten cycle. We'll try to catch that with the camera angle. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful in making you make your own neat and enjoyable things. And don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Awfulheim, and have a happy holiday.